Hi guys. Right, starting off in the car today because I don't need to bring Puck, and it's an early start for me, doing a morning session, which is quite unusual for me. And Puck is very much like his owner in that he is not a morning person, so he is fast asleep. And it's quite a drive, and I don't really need him that much, so I think he will be much happier at home than being in the car for hours. So yeah, he didn't even wake up when I said goodbye to him. He's like, why are we even up this early? He got up for his food, that was about it. Anyway, right, I am off to Bristol to see little Chloe. So this is a second session for Chloe. If you remember, this was the little collie terrier mix, who really looks like a collie terrier mix. You couldn't really think there was anything else in there. Very, very sweet little girl. If you remember, very territorial. So she went nuts when I went in, and really, really nervous of new people. So even whilst I was there, if I got up and moved, she would kick off barking again. And yeah, she's just very, very nervous. But I was delighted last time because I got to fuss her, which apparently is unheard of for a new person. So it all went really, really well. And this is the second session in the house, so that I can go back and make sure everything's going smoothly. I'm hoping it is, because I haven't heard from Gemma, the owner, to say that she was having any problems. So fingers crossed, that means everything's going really well. And yeah, I'm just gonna basically go and find out how everything's going, see what needs any more improvement, see if there's anything that she's still struggling with, or if anything new's cropped up. That's actually something I haven't mentioned before, is quite frequently when we start putting all the work in place, the dogs can often end up doing a new behaviour. So sometimes they challenge all the new structure, sometimes they adapt to it incredibly quickly, but then a week later they'll start doing something completely weird that they've never done before in their lives. So, you know, they're going through a lot of changes, a lot of adapting, a lot of learning. So it is sometimes the case that we go back and the owner goes, well, she just started doing this and she's never done that. So we'll see if anything like that's cropped up. Like I said, I don't think it has, because I'm sure otherwise Gemma would have given me a ring. But we just need to make sure everything's going well, pick up where we left off. I think the main thing that I want us to do more work on, that I've got in my own head, is we didn't do a huge amount on recall. So we may go seeing how things are going, because I know her main issue was the in-house, so we might spend the whole session at the home, but because we've got another 2 sessions anyway, which are both walking sessions, so it's not essential. If we don't need to do any outdoor work today, then we don't need to. So this is kind of we just wait and see till we get there to find out what we need to spend the most time on. So this should be really interesting. I'm wondering if Chloe recognises me or has any association from last time, or if it'll be like starting from scratch. But hopefully, because she'll have been doing a lot of work with the territorial aggression, I'm hoping that when we knock on the door, she will be a lot better than the first time I arrived. So obviously I will take some videos and let you know how it all goes afterwards. Haven't even heard her barking. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello.
Come on in and please ignore the dog.
She didn't even bark. Oh my god.
She might bark when she sees you.
She might. She's having a bit of a grumble.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think that might have been the fridge. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, love her. But she's not barked or come to the door or anything.
No.
That's amazing. Right, let me just not make eye contact. Hey, baby girl. Oh my goodness, Chloe. You're like a new dog. Look at you. Look at my baby girl. Yes, you are so cute. Oh my goodness. I knew we were going to be besties. I did. Oh my God, she's just so cute. Okay, not your ear. I'll stop then. That's fine. You can have fusses whenever you want. Oh, she's just too adorable. You've been so good. You're going to let me walk past without growling or doing anything. Oh, I love you, Chloe. Well, we have got... She was letting me fuss her, which was beautiful. And I got the video when I came in of her being an angel and not even barking, just going straight to bed. You're doing real good, Chloe, okay? And next time... She's looking at me like she understands everything. Next time we're going to go for a nice walk, aren't we? Yeah. We're going to go for a nice walk and do some recall practice around distractions. Is that okay with you? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I'm just chilling in my bed and wondering why you haven't given me a treat yet. I've put everything away, mate, because I'm leaving. Look at her little face. Oh, Bubba. I'm so glad she remembered me. It was so nice when she came up and was like, oh, it's you. Fusses, please. Right, well that was just lovely. Oh, little Chloe, she's just so sweet. Absolutely incredible. Just cannot get over the difference between the first time I met her and now. I mean, she literally knocked on the door. She didn't even bark once. In fact, she didn't even get out of her bed. She just stayed in her bed and was like, yeah, all right. There was a little bit of growling when I first walked in, but she didn't get off the bed. She's still clearly, obviously, a little bit nervous. You know, she's not yet at the stage where she's really confident about new people coming in the house, but you know, considering previously she was barking like a maniac and going to nip people, that you couldn't really ask for much better considering it's only been 3 weeks. So that was fabulous. And then I think, well, I'm pretty sure that she recognised me, because within about 5 minutes of me being there, after she'd been settled, she then came up really happily and actually put her head on my lap under the table and wanted fusses, which was incredible. And I felt very privileged, because last time, the only time I'd been able to touch her was right at the end of a 3-hour session, and I could only touch her when we were outside in the garden. She wasn't letting me do that in the house at all. So the fact that within 5 minutes she's putting her head on my lap and quite happy with me giving her strokes was just, yeah, it was really, really sweet and lovely. And oh, she's such a special little dog. We've still got a long way to go. She's still very nervous, and the problem that we're having is that other people are obviously a lot more nervous of her than I am. So with other visitors, you know, family and friends that have seen her kicking off, they're scared of her. So they're coming in the house and they are a lot more nervous than I am, because I always walk in very confident and I stay very chilled. And obviously, understandably, not everyone is like that. So the tension in the room is creating more problems. So she is apparently worse than I've just seen her with other people. Still a lot better than originally. So, you know, Gemma knows she's made massive progress with her, but we're still not where we want to be. I mean, certainly for 3 weeks, I'm delighted. I think we are exactly where we should be at this stage. But to progress from that, we've just had to tweak a few things in the way that we're using the e-collar to help, and also just going through a few more tips on how we can make the visitors feel more confident. Things like they need to let Gemma know if they're going to stand up and move around, because that's still quite a trigger for her. Making sure that when people are coming in the room, for example, after using the loo and then they're coming back into the room, they're going, just coming through the door, Chloe, good girl, Chloe, so that she's not getting startled by someone coming in. So little things like that are just helping. Obviously, Gemma's going to have her on a lead, so that's going to make people feel a lot safer. And the other thing that we've talked about a lot more is doing some more concentrated muzzle training, because what's happening at the moment is she'll have the muzzle put on and she'll be happy having it on, providing she's getting treats. But the moment we just want to sit down and chill and ignore her, she will then go into panic mode, desperately trying to get the muzzle off. So clearly what's happening is although she's happy to have it put on and she's got a positive association with having it put on, I still think there's a big negative association where she goes, that muzzle's going on, that must mean somebody's coming into the house and I'm going to be scared. So we've still got that negativity associated with the muzzle. So we've basically talked about wearing the muzzle at times when there is no one coming, using some squeezy cheese so that she's licking it off and she can sit there and lick it off and relax and not have to be constantly fed treats. So, and obviously little and often. When we're muzzle training, we don't want a dog to get to the point of trying to get it off, because that becomes negative. So we don't want to wear it for long enough for the dog to get to the stage of trying to get it off. So I know that can be hard to judge, but ideally what you'd want to do is put it on, put some squeezy cheese in it, give her some treats, count to maybe 5 or 10 even with not giving them treats, and then take it off. So before they get the chance to get all stressy. And that way it's never becoming stressy. That the more times they wear a muzzle and do this and try and get it off, the more they will do that, because it becomes a conditioned pattern of this is what I do when the muzzle's on. So that is why I just need to do this junction, because it's a bit of a terrible junction. I remember this last time when I was talking, thinking this is a dreadful junction. But yeah, so we're going to do a lot more work on that, getting the muzzle to be positive, her being able to wear it for longer without getting into that stress state. Because when she's already stressed that there's a new person and she's then stressed because she's wearing the muzzle, that's just escalating everything. So I think to make Gemma and her owners feel more confident, to make the visitor feel more confident, having the muzzle on is a good idea. But at the moment, the muzzle is actually causing more stress. So we did a bit of work with it today, and it was really obvious that as soon as we took it off again, she was a lot more relaxed. And whilst ever that's happening, whilst ever the muzzle itself is a stress trigger, we're going to really struggle with then the muzzle and the visitors, because she's already stressed just from wearing the muzzle. So that's going to need a fair bit more work. And we've then just gone through what we started in the last session with the positive recall e-collar conditioning, because the next session we're going to meet up in a park, and because we didn't really do anything outside, we were concentrating on things inside again today, but we've got two sessions now that we can focus on the outdoor work. So we're gonna meet up in the park where we do our Bristol pack walks as usual, and just build Gemma's confidence up with Chloe being around other dogs and people. At the moment she's again a bit nervous to do that, and primarily only taking her to places where it's kind of deserted or where she'll hardly see anybody. But we need to get to the point where, we're happy taking Chloe absolutely anywhere, not worrying about people walking past or anything like that. From what I've seen and what I know of her, she's not the type of dog that's going to suddenly run off after somebody, but I think she's still at the stage where if somebody came up to her, put their hand out, that's going to make her very nervous and she might nip. So I've advised Gemma to get her one of those little vests that says nervous, do not touch, that sort of thing, because again, it's all about raising confidence. Obviously we're not going to let her off the lead for a while, so Gemma's going to do a lot of work before I see her next on just basic recall training, positive level on the collar so that it becomes really instinctive, that whenever she gets a tap, she comes straight away and gets a treat. So we're going to just create loads of positivity around that, loads of positivity around the recall, not going to let her off a line, so she's not going to get the chance to go off and do something she's not supposed to be doing, and also just getting loads and loads of reps in with that recall, so that we're just conditioning. You know, when we say come, you come here, you get a treat. It's very straightforward, but we need to repeat. And then when I see Chloe next, which is in another 3 weeks, I believe, we can then have a look at how that's going. We'll start off somewhere a bit quieter in the park, and then we'll move on when I can see how she's getting on with the line and what sort of length we're at. We'll then move on to somewhere busier. There's a great little stream in the park with a load of ducks as well, which I like to take the dogs to, so that we've got an idea of how they're going to react to wildlife. So yeah, so that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the next session. And am I supposed to be turning left here? No. And yeah, it's all, I'm really chuffed with how she's getting on. So lovely to be able to foss her. Absolutely made my day, made my week, as I wasn't sure if that was going to happen and how long that was going to take. But yeah, she was so sweet. She just wanted a little face and her neck rubs, and such a little sweet girl, bless her. We just got to keep going, keep this confidence going up. It's already gone up a step, so next step. It's patience, time, keeping going with everything. She's really on the way. So fantastic session today.